Hey guys, MCU Collector here with another figure review. Next up is the Hasbro Marvel Legends series, the Infinity Saga Captain America Civil War War Machine. So this one is a straight up reissue, re-release, nothing different. He may even have less no, I think it's just hidden behind the carding of the box. But this one is just a straight up re-release. There's nothing different. You know, with each of the other figures, there's been some slight difference to them, right? Bruce Banner was new. Black Widow got new upper torso and new arms. Captain America got different head sculpts. The Iron Man Mark 46 got the Robert Downey Jr. head sculpt. The Spider-Man figure, paint-wise, was different, but they included an unmasked head sculpt. The Iron Man Mark II actually does have different forearms, which I didn't mention in the review. My bad. But this War Machine figure, as far as I know, it's going to be the same exact thing. But now that I have them like side by side, we do get a better color on this one, I would say. Because what the original release was like a dark gray. I would have called it black. But this new one is a black in color. This one just makes it look like a very dark gray. So I will go over and show kind of the side-by-side details and the comparisons for you guys. But before we get into it, I got my set from ToySnowman.com. Link in the video description below. It's my referral link. Sign up, get 5% off coupon code. But Toy Snowman has all your action figure needs. In fact, this War Machine figure is actually in stock right now. So make sure to check it out. Link in the video description below. But Toy Snowman, all your action figure needs, whether it's the Hasbro stuff or it's any kind of import stuff, they have everything that you might be looking for, everything that you want to collect. So make sure to check them out. Captain America Civil War logo up at the top. The bio for War Machine reads, with a new modular Gatling cannon and enough firepower to take on a legion of enemies, the War Machine, aka Colonel James Rhodey Rhodes, is a true one-man army. Yeah, that's a pretty good bio, I guess, there. But let's go ahead and get this thing out of the package. Okay, so here's the War Machine figure out of the package. And yeah, it's a pretty good one. If you missed out on this one before, this is one definitely to pick up. It's a really good War Machine figure. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Because again, it's the same thing that we got before. It's just a darker black color versus the super dark gray of this previous one. Mine is a little bit dusty. I know that makes it a little bit grayer than it probably should be. But that's really the only difference. The accessories are the exact same. There's nothing that's different between these two releases. Like the deco is also the same. There's no change in it whatsoever. The thing that would have been really nice with this one is if we would have gotten a Don Cheadle, James Rhodes head sculpt. And that could be because the actor likeness, they don't have the license to it. Maybe he doesn't sign off. I don't know what the deal is. We have the half mask version from Avengers Age of Ultron. So it would be nice, but you know, we don't know what the reasoning for that is. That could be the reason. Was this one a necessary one? I don't know if it was, because you guys will have to let me know down in the comments below if you guys were able to get it. But this was in a Target exclusive 2-pack that had the disco armor from Iron Man 3. So it did not get a single release in the US. This War Machine figure has actually had a couple of releases. It had the original 2-pack that was exclusive to Target. It had the international best of wave for the Build-A-Figure for a Giant Man Build-A-Figure internationally. It was a single pack. And then it was also in a 4-pack that included, I want to say Falcon, Captain America, Iron Man, and War Machine. I don't think Winter Soldier was in that pack. But that was a Disney Store exclusive 4-pack in the UK. It did not get released in the US. So in the US, it was only the single release in the 2-pack. So you guys let me know down in the comments below so I have a better idea. Was that 2-pack difficult to get? I don't think it was. Is it one that you guys missed out on? Let me know in the comments below. But again, this is a really good War Machine figure. So if you don't have a good War Machine figure, this is a really good option for you. We had the one from Avengers Endgame that wasn't technically accurate. We have the Iron Patriot 2.0. We have an Iron Patriot older figure. We have the Age of Ultron War Machine. There technically was a War Machine release for Iron Man 2, not a Legends version, but something decent. So if you don't have one, this is one to definitely pick up. But this one is the one that is the most straight re-release out of this entire wave, because there's nothing new that's offered with this figure. At least all the other ones, there's something new offered. This War Machine, nothing. Let's go ahead and get in for a closer look at the figure. Okay, so here's an up-close look at the War Machine figure. Again, a very, very solid release. Here, quick side-by-side, as you can see there. I really like the darker color, so it's more of a matte black versus a very dark gray on the previous. The silver is a little bit more metallic, and that could just be something, you know, because it's a brand new release versus something that's collected dust for a few years in, you know, in my collection. But they are the same. The eyes, kind of the same thing, right? We get a little bit of red around the white of like the arc reactor, and then in the lenses themselves, much more prominent red compared to the original release. But the deco, it's all the same deco in all the same places, exact same paint apps everywhere. There's no difference whatsoever in the paint apps. They're all the same. The accessories are the same too. So kind of looking at it, we have these side arm pieces here. These will port in on the legs, as you can see there, and it'll tell you right or left for which one, leg and arm it goes to. But then on the arm, it'll clip in here. And this is like when Giant Man is like swinging something at him and then he shoots it all to hell and destroys it. I mean, it's a weird design, but I don't know if it's supposed to go like that, you know, but it works that way. But these things are a pain in the ass because they don't fall out of the arm, but they fall out of the leg because this is where they get stored. And it's on both sides. They go in there and it kind of fills in that space, but they pop out very easily. Like you just, well, I guess the left leg holds in there pretty good, but the right leg it doesn't sit in there very well. I'm not a big fan of the design of it, so just a heads up. The rest of the video, I will not have them on there because again, they like to fall out. Here on the shoulders, we got that shoulder cannon there, and it can only go on this side. As you can see, it's a square key in peg to get it to fit. So you can have the cannon out, or you can have this one port in there. As you can see, that the cannon is kind of stored away until it's time to use it, so you can have that there. And then the same for this one. This is that baton that he uses, that energy baton. It just kind of ports in there, and then it comes with the baton itself. So here you can see in color, and again, we've seen this before. It's the exact same. We actually had a brighter red on this original release, but it's painted the exact same, so no difference going on there. So we have that baton, but again, if he's not using the baton, we have this part here that will just kind of port in there, and for whatever reason it doesn't really want to hold in there very well. Like it's just gonna, I guess it won't fall out, but it feels like it doesn't really stand in there a whole lot. This upper torso is kind of large. Mine always kind of looked like it was a little bit warped. As you can see, it's not, the arc reactor is not straight, and I know that even at the time mine was kind of like that, and it wasn't something that you saw in all of them. So at least this War Machine figure now, it's actually kind of straight in there, and I don't have to worry about it. The sculpt of it is all really good. He's got the built-in arms, weaponry in the arms and everything. So that works out well there. Here on the legs and the feet, all looks really good. So it's a very good looking figure. So again, if you don't have the War Machine figure, this is definitely the one to pick up, because I would say that this is the best War Machine figure that Hasbro has given us. So, you know, there we go. So now let's go ahead and take a look at the articulation. Oh, and in terms of additional accessories, he also has fists. So fists, out of the package, he just has like grip hands. So those are the accessories. Okay, so for War Machine's articulation, the head is on a disc hinge, but the way that this back is designed, you're not going to be able to really get him to look up. So flight poses will get a little bit tricky. Looking down, he can look down that much, which is good. You can do a bit of a rotation in there, but these shoulders are just so large, the collar piece is just really going to get in the way. The shoulder pad is keyed around, so you can, it'll move with the arm there, so you can get the arm to go straight on out. Full rotation in there, although the shoulder pad doesn't do the rotation. Damn, that's not good. I thought it did. You can work that around, but you want to be careful with that shoulder pad that's in there. Upper bicep swivel, double jointed elbow, only gives you that much bend, so just about 90 degrees in there. Wrist swivel, and they do hinge, standard horizontal hinge. It's a little bit hard to swivel. As you can see, you have this portion that comes out from the forearm there. We got the diaphragm cut on this guy. It's pretty limited, so unfortunately, tilting to the left is only going to be that much. As you can see, it's not a whole lot. Tilting to the right, same thing, just a little bit going that way. Back is virtually non-existent. You can go a little bit, coming forward, basically nothing. So it's tough. It doesn't give us a whole lot, but you can get the swivel in there. It's a much bulkier suit for Rhodey, so it's not going to be able to do a whole lot. Legs only go out that far apart. That's not very much. You can get the leg to kick out a little bit. I mean, just regular kick out is only going to be that much, but if you work that hip ball joint a little bit, you can get the leg to go out that much there, and you can actually get it to go back quite a bit. You got the upper thigh cut in there, double jointed knee. Like so. They do have pins, as this is an older figure. No calf swivel or anything like that. Foot hinges down, or not, because I just popped the damn foot off of that peg. So you can see the design. It's a little rubbery right here, but it's going to stop the foot from being able to hinge down. Otherwise, you're just going to pop it off like I did. So just a heads up on that. You're going to... I was going to say you're going to get some hinge up, but that's just me pulling the foot off the peg again. So there is an ankle pivot technically in there, but these feet are pretty limited because it doesn't have a whole lot of space to move around in there because of the design of the legs. So just a heads up on that. And there are peg holes at the bottom of the feet. So while the articulation is extremely lacking, it is a very good looking figure and still the best looking War Machine figure that we have. Okay, so the side-by-side comparison of the two War Machines, there is added paint, at least to the Gatling gun, because they have red tips as opposed to the original release that did not. So that is probably the only difference in terms of paint. So red tips, the original does not have any paint whatsoever on that shoulder cannon there. So there's the side-by-side. Again, darker black, which is actually really nice in hand. A more metallic, brighter silver, which is really good. We might have to chalk that up to time and how the paint looks and dust and everything like that, but definitely looks a whole hell of a lot better. So if you missed this War Machine, this is your chance. I say pick it up. If you have this War Machine, don't bother. It looks better, yes, but is it enough? I don't think so. Save yourself the $25, right? But it's still a really good looking figure. So, there's that. When we look at like Captain America Civil War, such a good movie, now we have 3 additional figures that were released again. So we have the Iron Man Mark 46, the War Machine, and now the Spider-Man figure to release from that movie. So there we go to finish out the Infinity Saga Captain America Civil War figures. I would have liked another... No, I don't think we would have needed another. We actually got 3 Captain America figures for Civil War already, so it's a good thing they didn't do him. But Ant-Man would have been cool. We got Giant Man twice, so maybe not Ant-Man. Hawkeye would have been truly the best way to go, because I would love to get Hawkeye in that purplish black suit that he wore in that movie. That would have been really cool. But we got War Machine, Iron Man, and Spider-Man, unfortunately. Okay, so here we have the Infinity Saga wave so far. The last remaining one is Thor from Thor the Dark World. Another figure that we already got. Did we really need another Dark World Thor? I really don't think we did, but we got one. That is kind of the story with some of this. It goes back to giving collectors an opportunity because... the Winter Soldier figures are really old at this point. The other figures were kind of multi-packs, didn't really get single releases, so it gives another person that opportunity. That sense, maybe they didn't want the other figures, so they didn't buy that multi-pack at the time. Bruce Banner, that was only available in a 4-pack that was exclusive to Amazon. The only weird one out of that particular scenario would be the Iron Man Mark 46 from Civil War. That kind of throws it off a little bit, but, for whatever the reason, I'm sure there's a reason for it. I just posted the video for the Iron Man Civil War now as I'm doing this review, and it seems to be getting a lot of views quickly already, so Iron Man is popular. He really is, so they know that they're going to sell. War Machine, kind of along the same lines as Iron Man, kind of fits there. As I'm looking at these two figures, the Iron Man Mark 46 and the War Machine side by side, it's actually a little bit shorter, so I wish War Machine would have been a little bit bulkier in size. But solid release. An unhelmeted Rhodey head sculpt, Don Cheadle, would have really been awesome, but who's to say that they can even do that? They probably can't. It would be awesome. I would love it for sure, but it sucks that we can't. So if it's Don Cheadle not signing off, hopefully one day he will, and we will get another figure at some point with his likeness. I hope that'll happen. But, you know, we'll see. But you guys let me know all your thoughts down in the comments below. What do you think of the War Machine figure? What do you think of this wave? Let me know. If you guys like this video, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. If you're interested in helping support the channel, hit that join button to become a channel member and be a part of the MCU collective. And as always, thank you for watching.